Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and this is set number 71806, Cole's Elemental Earth Mech from the January 2024 wave of Ninjago Dragons Rising. This set contains 235 pieces, 2 minifigures, and will retail for $19.99 in the US. This set was gifted to me early by the LEGO Group through the LEGO Ambassador Network, but all opinions expressed in this video are my own. I'm doing a bunch of early 2024 reviews right now, including the rest of the Ninjago sets, the LEGO Dream sets, the LEGO Minecraft sets, and more coming soon. And I'm getting super close to 100,000 subscribers, which would be an amazing milestone to reach. So if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe. Thank you all very much for your support, and now let's get into the review. So here's Cole's Elemental Earth Mech, and this is one of 3 mechs in this style in this first wave. There's also one more coming out in March, a Lloyd mech, but the 3 coming in January are the Cole mech, the Sora mech, and the Kai mech. Now this is the first of these 3 mechs that I'll be reviewing on this channel, and I actually got to see these early a few months ago when I visited Denmark, and got to go to LEGO headquarters and interview some of the designers. I was able to go hands-on with a bunch of sets, including these new Ninjago sets, as a part of RLFM Days, which is a thing that LEGO does for influencers. It was a really cool experience, but yeah, I got to chat with the designers about sets, including this one, so I throw out like any details about the show or anything in this review. That's probably where I got that info from. So in the show, these mechs are new mechs for the Ninja created by Sora, because of course Sora's the elemental master of technology, and this is the one for Cole. We're going to be getting shorts focused on these mechs, and the mechs have a really cool new gimmick to them, which I won't entirely be showcasing in this video, but I will mention it here. All the different mechs are able to be swapped and combined. You could swap out their parts with parts from the other mechs. So for example, the arms on Cole's mech are meant to be easily removed, so you can put them on a different mech if you want. And then the legs are also detachable at the waist. You can see that's how they come apart. This is actually an all-new brick for this wave. This is a white 1x2 brick, but it's got like one of those rigid Technic hinges coming off of it. And that's such a useful part for mock building. I'm sure a lot of people will really appreciate that one. But yeah, all 3 of the mechs use the same exact style, as well as the Lloyd mech that's coming out in March. So that way you could have like the torso of Cole's mech, but with Sora's mech's arms and Kai's mech's legs. And they have a whole graphic showcasing it all. I'll put that on screen right now. I'll do a separate video actually showcasing all those different designs, but in this video I just want to focus on the actual review. So let me put this back together real quick. So the Cole mech specifically, I really like this design. At least from official pictures, this is probably my favorite of the 3. Now, I haven't actually built the other 2 up yet, so that could change in those reviews, but from initial impressions, I do really like this one. It just has a really unique silhouette. It's very bulky, which is something we haven't seen too often in LEGO mechs. Now, something I was a huge fan of was the Evo mechs and the Ninjago Core waves, and this seems to be like building upon that idea. It's kind of just like those mechs upscaled, and I think these are significantly better. There's just so much more you could do here, while still having like a consistent mech system between all the different ones. Starting with the feet, you can see they're very square and flat, which I think fits Cole pretty well. I like the use of these sort of like triangular pieces at the front. Makes for a very unique toe design. And yeah, you can see both feet are exactly the same. The feet connect onto the legs on full-size ball joints, and you can see there's a little bit of articulation there. However, it is largely blocked by this piece, and that's actually an all-new part for this wave of sets. So this is a new addition to the LEGO SCCBS family, which if you don't know what that is, that's System, Character, and Creature Building System, right? I believe that's what it stands for. And it's essentially a family of parts that started with Ninjago Core that's made to be used on mechs and creatures and all other sorts of characters. And this is an all-new armor piece for that family. And I think this is really cool and super useful. You can see there's a bar connection down here, studs on the top as well as the side, and a really nice texture. Other pieces in the family, by the way, if you didn't know, were like the cockpit piece and this limb piece. But I love to see that Ninjago is expanding upon that, and I would really like to see more parts in the future, because I think these are a great addition. But yeah, these pieces do a lot of the texturing here, which I was kind of surprised to see. Well, I did get to see these early in Denmark. There was a lot on the table, and we only had a half hour, so I didn't get to look super up close, and I was surprised to see, like, around the sides, there's actually not too much going on. We have, like, one more piece for texturing right here, but then we just have some open studs. So from some angles, I don't think this looks the best. I don't think it's bad by any means, and especially from the front, it looks really good. But I do feel like there's room for a little more customization here if you want to make the mech look a little nicer. You can see in the one leg down here, too, there's a clip that holds a sword, and that's just Cole's accessory in this set, this sword. But because, of course, he can't hold it while he's piloting the mech, they give you this clip to hold it, and that's something I always appreciate when LEGO sets do. I mentioned this in tons of reviews, but when I was a kid, I would often lose LEGO accessories, so something like this is literally one extra part, but it's a great inclusion, and I feel like it really adds so much. And if you don't like it, you could just remove it, because the other side doesn't have it, so if you want them to match, you can. Coming up, of course, each of the legs connect on ball joints, and here's that waist section that we saw before. Now, because that is a hinge piece, the waist is able to actually turn, which does really add like an extra dimension to this mech. That's something that the Evo mechs, for example, could not do, but just opens up to so many more posability options. The mech is still sticking with the Evo mech cockpit piece, though this is an all-new recolor in black, which is an amazing color for that part, one I'm very happy to get. And then here's the cockpit that Cole sits in, and this is actually surprisingly nice. Normally cockpits in small sets are like nothing all too crazy, but no, I like all the trans orange here. That's really pretty. And the trans orange is by far my favorite part of this build. These triangular slope pieces fit really well with the SCCBS cockpit piece too. You can see it's a very smooth transition from that part to those parts. And I like these shoulders that sort of wrap around to the back. The back, by the way, looks fine. Not the prettiest, like there is a bunch of anti-studs, but it doesn't look bad either. The back backs of the arms, at the very least, they did take the care to make sure those look good. And this looks fine, don't get me wrong. For a $20 set, this is everything I could ask for. We've definitely gotten much worse in the past. But yeah, coming to the arms, these are probably the coolest part of the build. As you saw again earlier, they connect on ball joints. And they use that armor piece again, though now it's connected with clips onto that bar. And we have something attached to the studs on the side. I think this really shows the potential of this new part. Like, it's got something on every single surface, and it looks so good. However, my favorite part about the arms is actually down here, because you can see there's lots of trans orange used. You have this rock piece in trans orange, which is an amazing color for that part. I don't know if that's new for this set. Obviously, the part itself's been around forever, but I think that might be a new recolor. But yeah, that looks really, really cool. As well as Nexonite shields in trans orange. And what this actually is this is meant to be Cole's lava arms. He's had them in the show since Day of the Departed, but they're meant to be like actually built into this mech. That's such a cool idea, and I think it's executed so well. It's very clear what that's supposed to be. They double up on the SCCBS joints right here, and then we have a finger at the end. This is just one solid finger, you move it all at once. And we have an open technical right here if you want to hold an accessory. Coming to the other arm, it's exactly the same, except there is actually an accessory in this hand, and that's this giant hammer. I feel like this fits so well with the entire theme of this mech. It's just ridiculous and oversized, and it just feels like what Cole would use. Yeah, you can see that connects in with the Technic pin, so if you want, you can remove that. And there it is on its own, and you can move that to the other hand if you want, or to one of the other mechs, I assume. I would guess they have the same hand system, but you will see in my other reviews when I get to them. One thing to be aware of with the hammer is it does spin, which might be a good thing to some people, might not be a good thing to others. It did surprise me, I wasn't expecting it to spin, but yeah, these are very loose. I don't think that's bad, like it can create some dynamic motion, but I could see it being something that some people want to modify. And then posability on this mech is incredible, because the feet are so big, there's so many different poses you can get it in. I will say, because of the big bulky arms, the range of motion is a little bit limited. It's not bad by any means, but it's not as big as some other mechs we've gotten, so that is something to be aware of. That being said, the waist movement kind of makes up for that, right? Because the arm can't reach it on its own, you can turn the waist as well. So for a $20 mech, I think there's a ton of personality here. I seriously don't think I could be much happier with this, so this is great for a $20 mech. It's a decent size, like considering this is double the price of an Evo mech, I think this is great. Great posability options, like range of articulation may not be as high as some other builds, but for this kind of build, I think this is perfect. It fits Cole's character, and it's just a really cool looking mech. I know not everybody's super hot in mechs anymore, because we do get them a lot, but this is genuinely a really good one. I absolutely love it. But of course, that's not everything in this set, so now let's take a look at the minifigures, and then I'll give you my overall thoughts. So here are the two minifigures in this set. We of course have Cole in his new Mech Pilot Suit, and then we have a Wolf Mask Warrior. Starting with Cole's mech suit, these are of course the new ninja suits for this wave, and something kind of cool about them is they actually match between all the different ninja. That's something we haven't seen in a little while, but comparing him to like a Lloyd from this wave, he doesn't come in this set of course, I'm just showing you him for comparison. You can see basically the only difference between these two is the colors. The actual design's exactly the same. That being said, the colors on Cole might be my favorite. These are fantastic. He's got this new hood piece, which I talked about more in my Eagle the Master Dragon review, so go check that review out if you want to see like my overall thoughts on this new mask. But his is dual molded in orange and black, which is an amazing color combination. It's one that Cole's used before, but typically it's been base color black with orange accents. And I guess that's still technically what it is here, but it just feels different. I don't think the orange in the mask has ever been this prominent before. It's just been like an orange headband. But yeah, that is really, really cool. Then all the ninja use gold, and I think black and gold's a great color combination, and it fits in with the orange really well. So all around, this has to be one of my favorite of the mech suits. Now, one of the unique aspects is the ninja symbol in the corner, and I think the legs are actually really detailed. I might like the legs more than the torso. Turning him around, he's got his name written in jargon on his back, and you can see it's a very armored design right here. He's almost got like a spine in the center. This figure really pops to me, genuinely one of my favorites of the wave. Again, as me recording this, I haven't opened all the sets yet, so I'm hesitant to say it's my favorite because I haven't seen them all, but I do really, really like this one. Now you can see he doesn't have his armor piece in the set, though the ninja do come with armor pieces in some of the other sets, so I will show you what that looks like. Again, this does not come in this set, but just in case you're curious. Here's the suit with the armor piece as well as with his digital eyes, and here it is with just his normal eyes. Honestly, I think this might look worse. I think I actually prefer this figure without the armor piece. I think the gold works best as just like a subtle little thing. I don't think it needs to be overbearing, and I think the armor adds too much. You guys will have to let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like the armor or not? It's not bad per se, but I think it looks better without it. Anyway, yeah, you can see Cole's face print underneath is just his Dragons Rising one. He's got the digital eyes on one side and the normal face on the other. So it's up to you which one you want to display. Personally, I think the digital eyes look really cool in the mech, and it makes the overall suit look a lot cooler too because it keeps like the colors consistent, but both definitely work. And then here's our villain minifigure, a Wolf Mask Warrior, who is just one of the generic villains of this wave. This sword piece, I believe, is a new recolor. It's just in flat silver, right? Or is that just solid gray? No, I'm pretty sure that's silver. But anyway, yeah, I think that's an existing part, but I'm pretty sure it's a new color for it. And regardless, it's a great sword piece. It's very unique, not one we see too often. I love the shape of it, though. These guys are also, like, moon-themed, so it's almost got, like, a sort of crescent moon shape to it. I think it's a great accessory for just, like, generic villains. But then the actual minifigure, we've got this new wolf mask piece, which that looks so cool. I love the dual molding with the different colored teeth, and you can see the eyes are, like, inset in there. That's something I've not really seen LEGO do before. Like, sometimes they put a solid color head underneath to do those eyes, but no, that's not what they do here. There is an actual minifigure head here. That looks amazing. Turning around to the back, though, you can see it's a mask. They just have a hood on around the back, which admittedly, these guys from the back don't look as cool, but it does make sense to be like that. They use the Legacy Skulkin armor piece in dark blue, which, is that a recolor? No, that was in a Marvel set, I believe. And then really cool design for the torso and legs as well. Purple is just a good color for villains, and purple and dark blue I think is a fairly good color combination. This guy has Ninjago on his torso that just says the word wolf. And there's a nice level of detail too, like we even have shoe printing. Does feel like they went all out here. As far as generic villains go, I genuinely do really like these guys. Look a little bit silly from the back, but that's not a bad thing. And the face print on them is pretty good too. Because yeah, if you remove that hood there, you can see the full face print, and they've got like a crown over their face and like these fangs. But then turning to the other side, it's almost like they're being powered up. They've got these striking blue eyes instead, as well as these blue teeth. That looks incredible. I'm super excited to see them in the show. So yeah, obviously this guy comes in lots of sets because he is just a generic villain, but I'm happy to see him here. Really good minifigure. And so, what are my thoughts on the set overall? I do really love it a lot. Honestly, if you're a fan of Ninjago, this is a really good one to pick up from this wave. I can't believe this is only $20. Like, I would not have been surprised if LEGO charged $25 or even $30 for this. But no, $20 is the perfect price. It's a great sized mech, there's great posability, and it's so unique too. Again, if you just silhouette it, it's very clear that this is a bulky Cole mech. And I'm really looking forward to just the possibilities that this building style holds. And of course, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this also combines with the other mechs, which adds just even more stuff for play. So all around, it's just a great set. I don't usually call sets must-haves because, of course, not everything's for everybody. But if I was going to call anything a must-have, this would be pretty close to it. It's a cheap set with a good minifigure selection and a fantastic build. If this is the kind of thing you like, I think you will really like this set. But of course, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to my channel if you're new. And let me know in the comments which Ninjago set you want to see an early review on next. But as for this video, I think that's about all I have to say. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!